take the steps. Be on your way. Take the steps. When you have a dream, you gotta start. It's the only way. If you're gonna shine, and you're gonna shine, shine, shine. You're gonna shine. And we are shining bright on the ranch. Thank you for checking us out tonight. I know we got some people watching already. And as always, this is interactive. So make sure you let me know where you're watching from. And this is The Ranch. I'm Randie O'Neill. And got a great show for you tonight. But first of all, we are brought to you by Blast Music 24/7. I'm putting that up. There's a little QR code there. I know the radio stations can't see it, but if you go to my YouTube page, you can see, because Blast Music is everything indie artist. If you want to showcase your music, make money from your music, find other artists, network with other people, this is where you want to be. You could get your account and, again, be part of the Blast Music family. And again, they're just so real about supporting music and artists, indie artists. You know how hard it can be. We are also brought to you by Indie Music Radio out in France. We love our European people who chime in on Thursdays. Then we go all the way to the Plow Zone in California on Wednesdays. We're just everywhere you want to be. It's the most amazing thing. All here for indie artists. To the Max Advertising. Again, indie artists, you got a brand, you got to look good. And you tell them Randie sent you, and they're going to send you a deal. Hotel Universe. For your video needs, tell them Randie sent you, MP4s, lyric videos. You can do it on a budget and look pro. So that's what we got to be doing these days. And someone who's been around in the industry for a long time. So it's going to be a great night talking about old and new and what's changed, what's the same. And I found out we were neighbors in Bergen County for a long time. I didn't even know this. I didn't know. So we're going to make up for lost time tonight. I'm going to bring you Tim McGeary, who's now living in Florida. I'm in Pennsylvania, but we were in Bergen County for how long?
Oh, a long time. Yeah. This, I have, we were in Englewood when I was a kid, and then in 8th grade we moved up into when I was in high school, and I started at Bergen Catholic, which was right near where you used to, teach.
Right in Ordell. Yeah.
Yep.
Where I was working.
So, we moved down here, and my wife and I, with the kids, about 32 years ago, and we loved it down here, and so we stayed here, and then I was doing a lot of music when I was up there in New York. There was 2 bands. One was called Neighbors and Allies, and we used to play at a place called CBGB's in New York City. Remember this, right?
Right there.
Yeah. So we played there a lot, but there's a great story. We had one night we came there. We used to roadie for a guy named Richard Hell and the Voidoids, and he was like, a punk band, but he, had a big following in New York City. So we asked him, look, if we can, they used to do a Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, so we said, if we can open up for you Thursday and Friday, Saturday night, we will roadie for free. Okay. And you can have the whole door. And he's like, really? All the money's mine and you work for free? Go, yes. So we go on Thursday night. Jimmy Dresky from Blondie was there on Thursday, and so on Friday night we finished our first set, and we had a guy with us, and he's like, "Hey, guys," he was with another band. It was a road manager called from Scotland, and called Magazine, and he said, "I'll do the roadieing for you because David Bowie's out there and wants to meet you." And we're like, "What, David Bowie?" He goes, yeah. And he was the coolest guy. So we sat down, and we had some beers, and we are just talking about music, and he really liked the band. He thought, like, you're the Mott the Hoople of the 80s and blah blah blah, and but the coolest thing is, at the end of the night he was leaving, and he asked what is that opening band getting paid tonight? And he goes, "Oh, they're not." He took money out of his wallet and paid us. I won't say much, but it was a significant amount, and paid us. So how cool was that? So I was paid.
That's amazing.
So, and that band was funny because we couldn't get signed, but we found out later we could have got signed on Sire Records, but the guy that our manager didn't think it was enough money. The 60,000 wasn't enough, so he said he passed on it and never told us. So the the band split up, and there was three of us. Scott went into Utter Daughter's Wedding, Jim Nevis, and I went into a band called The Rescue, which is funny because I did become a paramedic when I was down here in Florida. So talk about never even thought about being a paramedic ever, But and that Rescue, that was great. So we were on A&M Records, EG Management. They had Roxy Music and King Crimson, and all these bands. So we had some really great. They gave us for about 2 years. The Patty Spinks was our manager, and he goes, okay, so he puts us on this tour of these clubs, right? And everyone is worse than the other, like the meanest, like every club was meaner. One guy's like, I'm watching the clock, and if you're 1 minute short on your set, I was like, okay, this guy's notorious for that. I mean, he had a clock at the top of the stage. It was funny, but so we come back.
I encountered that. I guess I've been lucky with that.
Oh yeah, so we go, Patty, man. He goes, man, what was that? He goes, I'm just trying to toughen you guys up, but stop crying because in 2 weeks you're opening for Duran Duran at Brendan Byrne Arena. So we went from ugly club to arenas. So we did, and then we had 40 Days of Idol, Billy Idol, and we went out with Simple Minds, a couple of Stray Cats, a couple of weeks. Naughty Smythe went out twice with Missing Persons, Thomas Dolby, Modern. I mean, The Cure, Depeche Mode. I mean, everyone you could think of. We were the opening, yeah.
And what was the name of the band again?
The Rescue. We had the American song was the Messages, and the European song, which is actually very big, called Tell Me Now, was very big in South America. And it was funny because we went to Costa Rica. We were having some dental work done, and we stayed at this place, and this girl's sister, right? And I told her, yeah, it was a band called The Rescue. And she goes, The Rescue? Tell Me Now? That's my favorite song. I was like, what? So who knew? We were a big thing back then, so down there. We should have played there, I guess, but no. But we had a great time. And then that band, that we lost out. And then we went through some, a few other stuff. So I've always been playing original music. And so, I've been doing it there. So now step back to more recent times. About 14 years ago, I'd done a couple solo records. And what happened is my friends goes, you should go to Nashville because you write all the time. I can't stop. My brain is just always writing music. It just never stops. So I went up there. So of course, I went up there I had a record deal. I know what I'm doing. Dude, I was totally schooled. Because
Billy Hill is chiming in, and he said the Stray Cats used to play in his neighborhood a lot. He's out in New York, Long Island.
Yeah. Brian Setzer? Yeah, Brian was, the day he left, he was in a band called the Bloodless Pharaohs, and we used to play together. There's a club in Philly called the Hot Club, and so the Hot Club, we were the headliner, and Bloodless Pharaohs opened for us. And then we went to New York. If they were the headliners, we'd open up for them. I have a poster behind me with Bloodless Pharaohs and Neighbor Satellites, But Brian was great. In fact, when he was leaving that band and going to do the rockabilly thing with the Stray Cats, he's like, he asked me, what do you think? And I go, well, you're one of the greatest guitar players I've ever seen. Clean, the nicest guy, right? And I remember he had this one time he broke as an E string or B string, right? So he's playing the song, and we run up, we give him a string, and he's like, and he puts it in, and goes right into the lead, never missed a beat. I oh my God. I go, Brian.
Talent.
Oh yeah. Oh, he said so. Yeah. So yeah, he was a really cool guy, really nice, and it was fun. We were friends back then. So I haven't seen him since, a while because just different worlds. But he would definitely. They were in Naples a long time ago when I first met down here, and I came and the Stray Cats played a show down here, and I had a friend of mine. I said, yeah, I know Brian. He goes, oh really? Come on. I was like, no, I do. I'm not lying. So we go backstage and it's like, hey Tim, what's up? He's like, they really do know you. I go, yeah, we played together I don't know, 20, 50 times. I don't know, lots of times together. We did a lot of shows together. So I started going up to Nashville, and I got, with this guy, Mike Kinnaman, who was a good friend of mine. And back then I didn't know him. So I sent him some songs and he wasn't too impressed. My first stuff I sent him. So I was doing a festival up in we did a show in Atlanta, and then I went up to Nashville to do this festival. And so I said, Mike, I'm in town. Can I just come and see you? And he goes, okay, you got 15 minutes. Come on in. So I get in, I get in the room, and he goes, okay, get a guitar off that writer's room wall. You play me one chorus, one verse, or one song. Okay. So I played this song called Hole in Me, and he loved it. He let me play the whole song. And then that night he takes me to this party, and Dobie Gray's singing, and we're backing him up. And there's all these like the heaviest like producers in Nashville there. This guy, Buddy Brock, was a phenomenal songwriter. He wrote like, Watermelon Crawl, and, I mean, a whole bunch of them, and and I had his house. So my wife's with me, and Mike goes, all right, get up there and do that song. It's like, okay. Yeah. My wife's like,
No
yeah,
pressure.
sure. No problem. Like, I'm walked into like, my first day. And so me and Mike we're best friends now. I mean, we're like we're close friends. We've been really good friends. We've helped each other in different situations, and, we're good. He's one of the people. And luckily he got me turned on to some people that like sort of helped me. And it really took me about 2 years of constant. I used to go up there, like I was still working. So I'd go like every about 2.5 months. I stayed there for 2 weeks. We'd write like 20, 25 songs, like boom. It was like, next. And I did that. And after about 2 years, it finally dawned on me what these guys, it's like the thing that they have. I don't know if you heard this term, but furniture in the room. Like I have this song called American Made. This is the one I got. I'll just say the first verse and you'll get what I'm saying. It's the smoking pipes of a Harley and the rumble that they make. It's the laughter of a child at First July parade. You're at a baseball diamond on a hot summer night. You got a hot dog and an ice cold beer, and you're singing the national anthem as you're holding back a tear. Now, when you get, you can see everything I just sang, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And that's what we're teaching me. Like, Tim, put something in the room, because a lot of people just put things like feelings, and that's good, but I can't see it. You know what I mean? So now when I can see it.
And that's what country music, and that's kind of what we're segueing to, is you becoming a country writer.
Right.
Because country wants furniture. They want imagery. They want to see it. They want to see the song.
They do.
A lot of the pop stuff is more like the emotional and,
Well, yeah, I mean, like I came from rock stuff. Like, back in the day, it's like you have to figure out what I'm saying. You don't have to, it's like,
right.
Didn't have to make a whole bunch of sense. Just some hook. So, but what I found is like, they really taught me. So then now I've written with some big songwriters that have huge hits, and I've been so lucky, that. Let's see who. William Shatner did one of my songs. From Star Trek.
He did it when he was in space. Did he sing it in space?
No. Just as a song. Yeah, it was sort of funny. It's when Death Comes Calling, and tell him it's called Wrong Number, and it's like sort of funny, and so people go like, how'd you get with William Shatner? But I had worked with this guy and this my friend Kimo Forrest, and he's sort of the band guy for Alabama, like the back line. He sets up the thing, so, and he's a really great guitar player and stuff, and he's done a few demos for me. So he was doing this album, and and with Jeff, and Jeff was Shatner did the verses, and Jeff he sang the choruses. And the whole thing was like, when Death Comes Calling, I'm telling him it's Wrong Number, which was pretty appropriate with a 92-year-old guy singing it. So, but
let's talk about your transitioning from that and a song like When Love Comes Around. That's the first one we're going to play.
Right. I mean, well, I've been married 44 years. To this great woman, I'm 38 years clean and sober. She went through that with me. We lost our 18-year-old son in 2006. I mean, we've been through some stuff, but we did is we held on tight. And so I've had a lot of friends, that are single, and they don't want to be single. I mean, people think like, oh, I don't want to be trapped down being married. I go, you got it wrong. Because when you find the right one, it's awesome. And, you can really pour your heart out and love somebody with total everything. You know what I mean? And they back you up and they love you the same way. That's when it's like, so no matter what happened, and we've been through some stuff. So, and so I wrote that because I've had friends that just like, is it ever going to happen? I go, yes. And when it does, and you're not going to, it's like you least expect it, right? That's the whole thing. You don't see it. It's, it's when it hits you, and then all of a sudden it's like, I wasn't even looking. Exactly. But like, you like yourself, you know who you are, you're in a good space, and that's when you meet that right person, I think, so that was the basis of the song.
And did you add furniture to this song? Is there a lot of imagery?
I don't know as well. The thing about the bullet and all that. That people like. The shot, the kind of thing like that thing. You know, some people like to sort of they sort of, well, that was sort of tough, but it is sort of like you don't even it's just like a stray bullet, straight to the heart. Like what you didn't see it coming, and that's
Okay.
that's the whole thing. So you just sort of get that whole like, oh, I get it, and that kind of stuff. And those are the kind of things I did on that song. I mean, some songs have more furniture than others,
Correct.
depending
Right.
on like what you need to do, right?
Right.
And but there's a few things in there, and I think that's, I don't know. I mean, a lot of people love that song. A lot of girls. It's very women friendly, if you know what I'm saying. I mean,
The chick tune.
yeah. You got to really say that women like they buy most of the music. I hate to tell you, fellas, but they do. You know what I mean? And so. And I don't write anything like, I sometimes these songs come from, and I can't even tell you what they come from. I'd like to say, but it's like a gift, just something happens and chords happen and I get this thing and I've been working on my studio, like, now I'm like more in producing part of it too, like these other artists and stuff like that. So this one I was working with this Robert Paul. He was the guitar player for Johnny Van Zant. Johnny's now the lead singer of Leonard Skinner, right? Because after Ronnie died in the plane crash. And Mike Kinnaman's all tied into that too. That's how I met Robert. And so Robert came down and we put this album together. And this is one of the two of the songs, I think, Kicking Down the Road. And the other one is When Love Comes Around. And we did that record and we're really happy. And we're into the second one already, which I'm going to send you someday again. We got
Do this all over again. I love
yeah,
it.
yeah. So
Well, wait, let's listen to When Love Comes Around.
okay.
Can be a ghost. It haunts you at night. So damn close, but somehow denied. Victims can be victims. All they want, you got to break away. 'Cause the victims you're not always comes up easy when it's right from the start. And like a stray bullet, straight to your heart. Didn't see it coming, ready for it now. Somehow, yeah, some way, love comes around. Love comes around. Try to figure it out. No one to blame. 'Cause you tried to start a fire without any flame. It always comes easy when it's right from the start. And like a stray bullet, it goes straight to your heart. You didn't see it coming, but you're ready for it.
Hey.
And we are back on the ranch. We are brought to you by Blast Music 24/7, your one stop for all indie artists. You want to showcase your music, all kinds of resources. If you want to find new music, you want to be on Blast Music 24/7. Hotel Universe, again, for indie artists. If you need videos, step up your game. Tell them Randie sent you. You're going to get a deal. And you're going to hear us on My Music Radio on France. You're going to hear us on that's on Thursdays, Plow Zone on Wednesday. So we appreciate everyone who's listening in. We got Tim McGeary has been in the industry for a long time. So I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
What's the biggest change that you've seen from way back to what's going on now?
Well, number one, I have a vinyl of my record versus, now everything's, I mean, the things like Spotify and stuff, I mean, it's a great tool if you're touring and stuff, but really there's no money made it because, you don't make any money on it.
No.
And so it's basically you're giving your songs away for free. And but if you're touring and stuff and you want people to, say, hey, I could go to Spotify and hear it, and then like to come to your show. It's a good thing, and it's a deal like that. It's a little tougher now because, like before, I remember it was like when I did my first solo record down in Memphis with John Hampton at the Arden Studios. We had, I think there was like 90,000, songs come out like, a day. Now it's like 100,000 songs a day come out. It's like insane, and like, and there's this AI stuff, I mean, so many songs come out a day. So you really have to like, to get your edge, you really have to like, you got to push it a little bit, you got to do a little bit more. You got to get, something that's going to get out there, and you really have to tour, I mean, that's really comes down to it. I do a lot of solo shows, like house concerts, which are my favorite. In fact, tell you people in France, I'm going to be in France in 2 weeks. So if they want me to do a house concert, just they can contact me just on Facebook or whatever, and then I'll do it. But so it's different because now everything is like, it's Spotify, and all Dweezer, and it's sort of free, so it's different. But the good thing is, it's like you really don't need a record company today. They're sort of like, so why? If you have enough money and and stuff like that, I mean, they can pour like a lot of money into you. But if you have, if you do it right, I mean, there's people that like, used to make a ton of money just by doing it themselves. And so, you have the internet is just wide open. And so, TikTok and, I mean, I have friends that like, she does this thing and it's like herbal remedies and stuff. She has 1 million followers, 1 million. 1 million people watch her show, and she does really well with that. So, and I have, my grandson's a drummer. He's in a band called Limit, and they just started, and their lead singer was on American Idol, and he's going to, and he did a Korn song. Remember, the band Korn, like, Freak on a Leash. I was like, well, okay. So, so that kind of stuff, like, I mean, if you get on one of those kind of shows, I mean, it's funny because I say, okay, American Idol, who was the winner last year? I don't know. Right? Who's the winner before that? I don't know. But if you know how to use it, because the publicity you get that, right? I mean, it'd be hundreds of thousands of dollars. You're in front of that many people. So if you use it wisely, it can be a really good thing. There's guys like Darby and like this, that like, that he wasn't the winner, but he sold 8 million records after that.
Yeah.
So I mean, so that's the kind of thing. So it's just different. CDs are not sort of the past. I print them out because when I do house concerts, people sometimes they like something
it's
physical.
Still a souvenir.
Exactly a souvenir. Exactly.
Still a souvenir, and you want to have merch for people. You want to create a memory for people. I think that's still important thing about touring is connecting with your audience, and house concerts are Oh, I love doing house concerts.
Well, and when you do them, like you make, it's not even just, fan, these like friends after a while, you like,
Yeah.
you have meet and greet and then you do your thing, then you have the middle and everyone has food and everyone's like having a good time. And, and then they, and you really, they sit and they're listening and you're telling your stories and you really connect. And I mean, that's my favorite. I played in front of 25,000. It's great. It's fun. The energy is incredible, but actually between right now, I love 30 to 50 people in the room, and we're just sitting there group and we're just telling our stories, everyone's laughing and we're having a good time, and that's to me is like, that's what music does. I mean, what I love about music is like, you can think about, a giant concert, 100,000 people, different races, different religions, different sexual identities, blah, blah, blah. But when the music comes on, everyone's one. All that stuff that separates is gone. I mean, if that isn't powerful and spiritual, what is,
That is the best segue for your next song. Well done, Tim.
Kicking
Because
down
it
the road.
is the power of song.
Yeah.
And you wrote a song called The Church.
Oh, yeah. It was my friend Lee Bach. Yeah, I love this song. Yeah, this is actually what happened when I go to Nashville on Route 24, and people, they can do it, like 142, 144 on 24. There's this little church with a red roof, and I was like, I was for some reason it just intrigued me. So, and it was like on the other side, like it was on the highway, so I'd have to get out in my car and walk across the grass, and there's this church, and on another street, it was like that was parallel to the highway, and it was all these old headstones.
I'm trying to picture it because I've been on 24. I think it's where I got my ticket.
Well, there was a
I was going too fast past it, I think.
There was a gas station like right around there, like, and it's right after that. So, but it has a whole headstone. I think, wow, this song's so my friend Lee Bach, which is, you'll love this. So, they say don't do a name drop, right? But his like great grandfather is Johann Sebastian Bach.
No way.
Yes, way. So I'm like, whoa, dude. So and so he was from Canada, and he lived in a small town, and they had this one building that was like a church, and everyone used it. Like, the Jewish people would come in and do it like at a certain, on Saturday, the Sundays, and they have but it was always the same building. And I'm thinking, all these people, did their, their religion and did their praying and like that in the one building. And maybe it's like, maybe that's the way it should be, not so separate, it's all the same stuff. So, but the churches, and then of course you'll hear the song, but I won't give it away. But it's that happened to do with like some of the stuff in Nashville, like remember, on 17th Street, you said all those publishing houses.
Yep.
They're all gone. It's all condos now, and it's like sad. It's like so much history, I mean, you get out this got, one after the other. So
yeah, but Nashville's changed so much.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I mean, again, even hear original music on Broadway. I mean, I say this is one of my pet peeves,
Right.
You get banned from the Strip if you play original music. It's all covers.
There was my friend Jay Edwards is really good, and he has a thing on and he does play original music. And the thing is, like, for me, it's like, you're gonna go down cover tunes. These guys can see this at home. I mean, what are you doing? You know what I mean? It's like, why you, and it's like, I mean, some of these country radio stations, they have their rotation is 25 songs. That's it. 25 songs. And after that, and it plays all day. So if you're one of the 25, that's great. But like, and it's all done like, and the guys who, the promoters, or I mean, the guys that the station people, like they have like, 100 stations, and they all do the same thing. So I mean, and so many times, like I'm not here because I'm in Naples. This is a tourist area, and they like, Jimmy Buff and all that stuff. Well, I don't do any of that. I'm not doing Sweet Caroline. So I mean, not that it's a great song, he's great, but it's done. So
I'm right with you on that.
So, but when I see people like, man, it's like refreshing to hear something that's different.
Yeah.
And that's like, and I've written 1,000 songs, so I have like, 20, 30 good ones, because you read 1,000 songs later, if you don't have a couple good ones, right? And then a lot of the people have been able to co-write with, and stuff like that. So, I mean, I just did two weekends down at Goodland, Florida, in the Margaret Theater. It was great, and people are really great. So we had a great time, and but yeah, original music. I mean, and then I think people are starting to like they get tired of this. I mean, like the radio is like down here is like it's awful. I mean, I'm not saying that, in Fear of the Reaper, I mean, okay, but come on now, every day, a couple times a day, you're still playing that song. I mean, there's so many other great bands out there, and
I know they're so formatted in still radio.
Yeah,
streaming have a lot more freedom, but there's more money in it. They don't even do any reporting. You can't even chart.
Exactly. I know. And I have my songs are getting played all over the world. You know what I mean? Like I have people in Scotland, England, Australia, France, in the States and everything. Yeah, just it's but the thing is, I love writing music.
Right.
I love doing music, and you know what I mean? And so, and I tell my wife, I said, it's one of the things that's cathartic for me, and it keeps me sane because I'm sort of a Heim, got to get things going kind of guy, and if I didn't have something to do, I don't know what I'd be doing, I'd probably get in trouble. So, but this is great. And it really, and now like, into the studio now, producing like that last song, I produced that song, I wrote it and sang it like that, and it sounded pretty good, so like, but I've been working it really hard, and I had like some really good friends like Ray Nesbitt and Chaz.
Did you produce the church?
No. Well, no, I sort of, how I'm going to say it. Ray Nesbitt and I, he recorded and stuff like that. We sort of, we co-produced it because, I sort of like what I want in it, and what I'm trying to, do in the song. And then we had some ideas and stuff like that. And as we go, but he's really good. And he's an old friend of mine, and he's probably recorded me before I had my studio like 40, 50 times, so we get it, we know each other, and we're, his wife and my wife are, really good friends. So it's like that kind of, it's a good connection. And
what do you say we listen to it?
Yeah, that sounds good. Thanks.
Do that.
I've been here 100 years a day, been through fire, snow, wind, and rain. You're always welcome, my new friend. My doors are open, so come on in. I've seen poor, wearing out my hardwood floors. Inside these walls they found their way, stood and sang Amazing Grace. I'm the little white church with the red roof at the edge of town. It's where I serve my time, sacred ground. I got a bell that rings real true, a holy book in every pew, a corner pulpit, and a cross on the wall. My new friend, you can come and take it on. And I tear me down. Tears of joys and wedding gowns, baptized babies too many to count, folks in caskets heaven bound. I've seen rich and I've seen poor, wearing out my hardwood floors. Inside these walls I found their way, stood and sang Amazing Grace. I'm the little white church with the red roof at the edge of town. I guess I'll serve my time, 'cause tomorrow you're gonna tear me down.
And we are back on the ranch with Tim Geary. We are brought to you by Blast Music 24/7. Really thank you for everyone who's chiming in tonight. I know there's a few people watching. This is interactive. So if you like a song, you like what you're hearing, let us know about it. Let us know where you're listening from. Always glad to
and I forgot I forgot to tell you that song when I was doing the studio. Brian Howe was there, the singer, and he's in the studio, and I asked him to do it. Listen, I did a song, then so I had to do some harmonies. I go, Brian, man, can you just sing some do some harmonies? And everyone's going like, did you just ask Brian Howe to sing harmonies with you? I go, yeah. And it was like, yeah. So so yeah, he did the Holy Water album and stuff, that kind of the band, but yeah, he was a really good singer, and he said, yeah, I'll do it with you. So it was like really cool. So I had him as doing my backup singing in that song. So it was like, yeah, it was pretty cool. It's like that was a good memory for sure.
Yeah, was that just the he likes the hook. Billy likes the hook. It really is sweet how it ties it all together. It could be a church, it could be just your space, your life.
Yeah, just the whole thing was like, basically, like you have your time, and and you're seeing all these things, and and that's your time. And it's also, it could be just like anybody, like it's none of us get out of here alive, right? So
right.
We spend our lives doing great things and good things, best we can, and at the end, it's okay. But and that's what you just advise everyone in, just come on and take it all, man, because I know it's going, so
right. So solid writing on that one. I like that one a lot.
yeah.
And did you use the original church, or that's a totally different church for the video?
No, we need the original church. We actually did this down. It was a church down here, and they were really strange about it. Like, well, what's the song about? Like, I go, it's the church. I just played them the song. It's like, well, you can't show any parts of the church that anybody could recognize. They only let me sit in the pew. I went, okay, whatever. So okay.
Yeah, I had that too. I have a song called "Keep Me in Mind." I'm not usually religious, but hey, keep me in mind sometimes.
Right.
Just very simple.
Right.
And I went to the Catholics and I asked them if I could jump around in the front just by their door. And again, I got grilled and they were like, no. And I'm like, all right, it's better to ask for forgiveness than permission. So I just literally found another church and just started filming. Nobody said anything. I went to another one and I sat in the doorway and I did all this stuff and nobody said anything. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun. I mean, the thing is I did that video and it was like, it wasn't the best video, but it was just, I love the song though. I sing it all the time, and people, there's a lot of people that I know that's one of their favorite songs that I do. And now it's like funny because I hear my singing and I sing it now like a lot more verb, and I really sort of, I do more with it, but yeah.
Yeah. It's funny how songs evolve from,
especially when you're doing it for a while. Yeah. So that was one of my favorites and stuff like that. I did have a live version that I did with Ray and Sheena Brooke, but I guess you didn't want live versions in the subs. I just wanted but that was fun doing it that too with the guys down here, the Sugar Shack sessions. They have it's funny, these guys, they started out this little tiny like house, but they did things that that look great. They had like a roller thing, the camera would roll around on a track, so it was like real even,
Oh,
and
okay,
I mean,
cool.
but they did it like it was like they just put it together, and now they have this place called the Sugar Shack, which holds like 700 people. This killer sound system. They got these bands coming in, and I went to see one of the opening nights, and this band was there, and it was so funny. They're doing "Walking on the Moon" by the Police, right? And they're all in spacesuits with helmets. Everyone except for the singer. She didn't have a helmet on, but everyone else, all the band everyone had spacesuits on. I said it was really cool. It sounded
Do you
great.
know what a Sugar Shack is? It's actually Canadian. The Canadians are like, listen, if you're listening, they have Sugar Shacks, and when the maple syrup's running, and it's like this big breakfast maple syrup. Everyone comes to the Sugar Shack, and
right. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that was it was fun. So
it's
that
a
was a
big
fun.
gathering place.
I love maple syrup. I
Oh, who
like.
doesn't?
I know, just on everything. It's
On
great.
bacon, like
Oh, yeah. Don't. Yeah. I try not to eat too much bacon. I mean, it's so funny. Like, okay, can you ever be mad when you smell bacon cooking? You can't.
it's
I
impossible.
said, look at when Congress gets together, gets some people frying bacon in the House of Representatives, and to say, okay, stop fighting, let's get stuff together. They'll all be nice to each other. Just smell bacon. It's just
I
so.
don't think we're going to see that for another.
Oh, I
I
know.
don't know how many years.
Woo, yeah, I'm not going to get into that part of it, but
Yeah.
but
That's a different show on Blast. That's what.
so, but so it's so I mean, I don't know, I just love, and then I think you're doing Kicking Down the Road too. That's like a
Yep, that's
musician.
up next.
Yeah, because we have, I mean, what do they call a musician that leaves his girlfriend homeless, right? So like it's like us, right? So, and but there's a little story here with Robert and a little bit, and but I wrote this song like a while ago. I don't know why. It's funny because I wrote all these like, I write a lot of songs about people like, not in love, and I'm still in love with my wife after 44 years. So, but I guess I see it around me, like, and so I just did, it happens.
Yeah.
But I write love. We just, there's a couple of other love songs that we're in the middle of doing right now. And we figured out some stuff, but yeah, we just that song was just sort of fun. I think it was just sort of fun. Like it's a great, like, you're kicking down the road, like, driving, like, it's like that kind of beat, like, yeah, come on, I've also, I don't know, I don't know, but I have a lot of songs in movies and TV shows too. I do a lot of that. I just think it's got 6 songs in a movie called The Kiss Me Curse, and Love Comes Around is one of them. They have I got Warner Brothers sent me a check for another show called Prey, so that was good. And then I've had stuff on, like, let's see, the Superman one.
Which Superman one? There's like a quadrillion of them.
What was the show that oh god, Smallville? I had some songs.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's funny because like the scene of this is what sometimes you never know. People always go like, you're lucky, and I go, well, it's not always luck. It's like you're prepared when something comes around, an opportunity comes around. So the scene in the TV show is like, I haven't seen my dad in 17 years, and I just happened to have a song called 17 Years Down. So and it was like so yeah, and
right place, right time.
And that's pretty much now where you make money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mailbox money.
Anytime that's rerun, if anyone doesn't know anything about sync, you listen to anything and there's background music. Somebody wrote that. And every time they play 20 seconds, the writer of the song gets, the residual from that. And I have a friend who wrote an Indian what are those called? Soap operas theme song. And they've been using the song for like 9 years now. And so every day they play this corny little Indian thing, and he
gets money. That's it. I mean, mailbox I love that mailbox money. You know, my check comes in a couple times a year, you know, from BMI. It's like, oh, and then I see I don't know if I forget when it comes in. I see my bank account. I'm like, oh, good. Okay. Now I can buy some more guitars. No, no, I have enough guitars. I'm done. Yeah, for that. But
All right, let's listen to kicking down the road.
okay, yay.
I heard you call my name, baby, please come back. What you did to me last night ain't ever gonna last. I'm kicking down the road, kicking down the road, ain't taking no more. We're making love, you called out his name. If you think I'll stay with you one more night, honey must be insane. I'm kicking down the road, kicking down the road, ain't taking no more. Kicking down the road, kicking down the road, ain't taking no more. Oh, baby, I'm gone. Ain't taking no bad love anymore. You spend my money, you say it ain't enough. All I want is this guitar. You can have the rest of the stuff. I'm kicking down the road, kicking down the road, ain't taking no more. Kicking down the road, kicking down the road, ain't taking no more, baby. Oh, baby, I'm gone. Ain't taking your bad love anymore. No, no, no. Kicking down the road, baby, kicking down the road, I ain't taking no more. Kicking down the road, kicking down the road, yeah, ain't taking no more your bad love. Oh, 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 oh. No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
All right. We are back on the ranch. We are brought to you by Blast Music 24/7. Call out indie artists. If you want to be on the ranch, you want to showcase some of your music, you can just go to the website streaming below. It's Randie O'Neill. Spell my name right. RandieOndeil.com/shows and fill out the application correctly. Don't get me started on people who can't fill out a form. And we can get you on the show. And
Yay.
you want to be part of the show? I'm always looking for sponsors and support. So show some love. All right, Mr. McGeary, how are you?
Yeah. Oh man, that was it. It's funny. I haven't listened to some of those songs in a while, because I'm so in the middle of like the new stuff, and I've been working with these other artists and stuff, and it's like, wow, yeah, that came out pretty good.
I know, you go back over older stuff and you go, wow, I wrote that.
Yeah. How'd that happen? Yeah, so
Yeah.
That was funny because Robbie wasn't like a real slide player, and so we were doing that song, and he was trying some leads. I'm like, I don't know, it's not singing angry enough, man. I go, do you use the slide? He goes, yeah, I do, but I really haven't done it in the studio. I go, yes, you are today. So like, and they killed it. It was like awesome. It was so much fun. He was like, you did such a great job. You know, it's like there's something else I like, like, you know, like it's sort of angry, and, you know, and that's the whole thing of this song. This guy's like, he's sort of mad. And I love the thing is like, you know, all I want is this guitar. You can have the rest of this stuff. I mean, that's like so musician. I don't care. You can have the house. I just want the guitar. I'm out of
I know.
here. Yeah.
Tim, let me ask you this.
Good.
I asked you what's changed in the business. What stayed the same?
I
I
think
don't think I've ever asked this before.
I think the thing about creativity is still the same. You know, it's like people come up with some cool stuff. I mean, like, you know, I mean, it's really funny. I was watching a thing last night about Sly Stone, and I forgot how many great songs this guy wrote. I was like, oh my God. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and what's like, you know, like, you know, I want to take you higher, you know, hot day in the summertime, and thank you for letting me be myself. I mean, like, oh my God, this guy's got like a zillion hits, like, you know, and so I think the thing is a big hook. I'm a real Don Petty fan. Tom Petty always said, "Don't bore us, get to the chorus," right? So, you know, you don't stand there for like, giant intro and and an hour and a minute and 20 seconds getting to the chorus, because you lose everyone. Everyone has, I think now, the attention span of like, a gnat. So you better get to something quick. You better have that. That's like, I think the original, like I love the thing, like, was it your love is like a ghost that haunts you at night. Okay. That's a cool up, like, okay. I like, you know what I mean? It's like it says something a little bit, and it's like, and it's unusual, and it's okay. And I
But it
think
raises a question almost like,
it does. And
what
people
are they
like,
talking about? Oh,
right. So, and that
people
was
get
always a big,
curious.
that was a big thing they taught me in Nashville. Like, you got to start out with a good opening line. So like I love that one, the Whiskey Lullaby. She put me out like a midnight cigarette. Oh God,
Oh,
that's like gold. It's like, and that's the kind of stuff, so I try to do that, and that's what I've learned. And so I try to do that in my songs. But do that, and then get to the chorus quick, get to the chorus, because they want to, let's go. And I think that I think that's the thing that keeps on going. Is like, these people love to create. They love music. People, and they love to, like, what I love is when I go to like some place that no one knows me, like Europe, like, and then I start playing and people enjoy it. And I'm like, wow, okay, this is not my family and friends. No one knows me. You know what I mean? It's like, it's like, and they come out and you do a show, and it's like, and they love it, and it's like, wow. Like Denmark was like funny because they're very stoic in a way, and I didn't know that they all speak English. In Denmark, after third grade, they all learn English, so they're all like, they're all bilingual. So they got all the jokes and everything. That was cool. But they're very still, but they loved it. They bought CDs and made like good money. It was like really fun. And the guy that I stayed with, his house, we're good friends. We've written some songs for his band. So, and but and just, I don't know. I think the thing is, when you sing, and I sing, like when I do live, I really sing from my heart. Like, people get it. You know what I mean? I sing hard. You know what I mean? Like, and I think people just, they get it, and I always get that reaction, like, you really sing from your heart, because I can open up, you know what I mean? I know I'm older, but I practice every day, like singing. This is the thing, I have this whole routine that, I do this at least a half an hour a day, at least that, every day. So keep your, because it's like a muscle. And and if you want to do like cool things and to do those kind of, if you don't practice it on a regular basis, you're going to lose it. So, um, uh, but I don't know. I just love music. I love creating it. It's like those songs that you listen to tonight, where they started, and then you put them in the studio,
but I
right?
think I think I'm hearing from you. It's all about the song.
It's all about the song. Exactly. You know what I mean? And
There's
some
a whole
songs,
business around it, but it's all about singing from the heart, creating something memorable and
right.
about the
Yeah,
song.
there's some songs like, I wrote with when my son passed away, and there's one called Miracles. I don't even sing it. I have another guy that did it. Uh, and but if you listen to it, he was an organ donor. I'd say this is like, you say miracles don't happen, but so we, about 10 days after the funeral, we went outside. He was 18, and this single white flower grew, and we go like, wow, we never saw that flower before, right? my son was on Trevor. So I go, okay, we'll call it Trevor's Flower. So the next day, a couple of days later, my wife went out and the original flower closed up and there was 5 white flowers just like the first one. So she went to call me, and when she got to the phone rang, and it was a nurse from the organ donation. She said, I just want to tell you that 5 lives were saved from your son's gift, And then they went away, and we hadn't seen him in 10 years, right? And the 10 years to the date from the accident, 10 years later, that single white flower came up for one day. I was like,
oh man.
So I've had, yeah.
Oh.
So I've been, and that makes you believe, you know what I mean? But I thought how beautiful it is to show mercy, and I didn't, nothing big. I'm going to do this with 5 flowers, and I'm going to show you I love you, and so I've been through, we've been through some serious stuff. I was, 38 years ago, I was in a bad way, and, too much cocaine back in the 80s, and I got caught up, and I went to 2 rehabs, but, now it's 38 years and I haven't touched anything, and my whole brain is like, I'd never go back to that. Like, it just makes me, it makes me,
I get,
it's like, I have such a great life now. I like great studio. I have a lot of friends. I'm doing a lot of music. I'm doing interviews, I'm traveling around the world. I mean, come on. It's like,
Life's good.
Life is good.
And you have, and you're doing what you want to do.
Right.
A lot of people can't say that.
Yeah. My wife always knew she was going to marry a musician. She said, I always knew it, the way I met her, this is like, this isn't like godsend, but so I was living in Yardley, Pennsylvania, right, which is right across from Trenton, and we were doing it. We had a band going, and my friend, he used to work at this restaurant when he was a kid. He knew the owner very well. They were like friends, and it was Mother's Day, and one of the cooks called out, and then they have they got a huge crowd on Mother's Day. And I said, I got to find somebody who cooks. Anybody that cooks? And I go, I cook. Because I used to do that as a kid. I go, yeah, I could do broiler or saute. What do you need? I go, I need somebody on the broiler. I go, yeah, I do that. So I just went in for one day, just to fill in. I didn't work. I worked another job. But I filled in that night, for him. And my wife was waiting tables, and everything. She goes, what attracted you to me? I go, well, every time you walked over, I was like, mm-hmm. So, and we went out that night, and she had her hair in a bun, the whole time, and then she took it down, and I was like, oh, yeah, that was it. I was smitten, and I was like, and we've just never been apart.
Oh, so, you're such a mush.
I know.
That's a good story.
Funniest thing though, they would go like, when you asked her to marry you, was it like really romantic? I go, no, we were fighting. We were like, some kind of like, not a big fight, but just no. I go, oh, you want to get married? Just get married. Okay, that was it.
Yeah, like, 1 minute. Where can people find you?
Okay, Tim McGeary. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, timmcgeary.com. So say hi. If anybody wants these songs and stuff like that, I always do this. Like, if you just go timmcgeary.com, leave me a message. It comes into my email. I'll send you the newest song for free. You know what I mean? How's that? Okay.
All right, Tim.
Randie,
thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. This is fun tonight.
Right? I enjoyed it. I'm going to pick your brain more. So when you have new stuff coming out, you make sure. And maybe we should talk about it. I'd love to do a collaboration for real.
Yes, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we'll talk about that when we get off the air here.
All right.
Okay.
All right, guys. All right. Thanks for tuning in, and
bye, everybody.
We'll be here next Monday on the ranch.
Yeah.
I'm on the road, don't know where it goes. I'm on the road, follow your heart, it won't let you down. Follow your heart, take the